All right guys, in this video, I'm gonna give you 3 tips of maybe how you can save some money on your Jeep build. So if you guys are trying to build your Jeep and you wanna know what you have to spend money on or what maybe you don't have to spend money on, it's a perfect video to watch. And I'll be the first one to admit, I don't really take this thing off-roading, on purpose. I don't have like a planned day where I go, okay, Monday I'm gonna take this thing off-roading. There's some real life situations, maybe we're going camping or hunting or there's some boundaries that I need to get over. I love having the option of having a Jeep that I can do that with, but whether you take it off-roading or not, I still think you'll get a lot out of watching this video. So my first tip has to do with the tailgate, so let's go back there. So as some of you guys know that have watched my videos, you know that I just threw on the 35-inch tire with the fuel assault rims without any more reinforcements, not a wheel carrier, tire carrier, not with one of those aftermarket bumpers that you put on and it makes this whole thing stronger. I literally just put it on the stock one. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a review of how it's been for the past 2 years. Because so many people, they told me before I did this, they were like, man, the welds aren't going to hold up. The welds, I keep hearing the welds aren't going to hold up. This thing's going to come down. And then, I kind of just took it for I was like, damn, welds aren't going to hold up. But there's one problem with that. There isn't any welds. All right. I was a helicopter mechanic in the Army. And lots of times there was something right in front of my eyes that I was missing, and this may be the case, but I don't think it is, because this tire itself is bolted on with 8 bolts, okay? Then if you go over here, nothing is bolted on here. The hinge has 2 bolts here, and it also has 2 bolts here, 2 bolts here. So there's 8 bolts in total on the hinge, and there's 8 bolts on the tire carrier itself bolted to the tailgate. Now I know this thing isn't rated for a 35-inch tire, but it's held up pretty good and it's bolted in. There's no welds that you have to worry about. And over 2 years, I haven't seen any evidence of it being compromised in any way. No bolts are loosening, no, the tailgate itself isn't warping. So I think if you guys are trying to save a little bit of money and you guys want to put on 35-inch tires, I don't think you have to put on reinforcements right away. I think you guys can just throw it on the stock one. It's gonna hold up. Mine's been on here for 2 years and I've had no problems with it. So tip number 2 definitely isn't the most exciting, but it kind of ties into tip number 3, and that is to keep the rear stock bumper. So when you mod out your Jeep, you want your Jeep to look as badass as possible, as fast as possible, with the least amount of money as possible. So that's why I say to hold on to the rear stock bumper, because you can still have a badass looking ride. And especially if you have this kind of matte black top here, the rear bumper will match that and your ride will still look pretty sick. So let's get into tip number 3. So tip number 3 comes with a trigger warning. So some of the hardcore Jeepers out there that actually rock climb and do all that stuff, they might not like this tip, but this is for people who are trying to save a little bit of money on their ride. They want the ride to look badass. They don't want to spend $1 million. So my suggestion is to get a 2.5-inch lift without the coils and the shocks. Okay, so this is still going to be a suspension lift, not a body lift, but this lift kit is only going to be $160 versus thousands of dollars for the shocks and the coils. Plus you're going to be doing a shit ton more of work. So if you're either doing the work yourself, it's going to take forever, or if you're paying a mechanic, you're going to be paying a lot more in labor costs for a lift kit with the coils and the shocks in it. And if you're looking to not re-gear or reprogram or any of that stuff, if you just don't want to deal with it, then a 2.5-inch lift is perfect with some 35-inch tires, because you really don't have to re-gear your Jeep or program it or whatever. Your speedometer is going to be a little bit off, maybe 2 to 3 miles, but you just have to, if you're going 70 miles an hour, just realize you might be going 72 or 73. So getting the 2.5-inch lift without the coils and the shocks saves you a ton of money in not only the lift itself, but in labor costs. And for you people who have a stock JK and you're looking to mod it out, don't waste your money right away on the small mods with those stock wheels and tires. All right, don't buy a new hood latch or an antenna or a bumper or any of that stuff before you get the wheels and the tires. So if you have a stock Jeep, throw on some wheels and tires, your Jeep automatically looks awesome. And you might as well pay $160, get the 2.5-inch rough country lift, pay a mechanic $150 to $250 to put it in, or put it in yourself, because it's an easy lift kit to put in, and then throw on the 33, 35, 37-inch tire. Now I think 35 is the best option, because doing it with a 2.5-inch lift is perfect. 37s with a 2.5-inch lift, I don't think it's going to function very well. And 33s, in my opinion, just look a bit small, but that's just my opinion. So I really hope you guys like the video. I try in all my videos, whether it's fitness or dog videos or Jeep videos, to give you guys a little bit of value. After you get done watching the video, you may have learned something that you didn't know before. So that's the goal always when I make these videos. So hope you guys like it. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to the channel. This channel is going to be about Jeep stuff, my dog, and fitness. So if you guys are into that, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.